Hi guys, I'm Random Dave, and today I watched Pokemon Episode 3, Ash Catches a Pokemon. It starts off, no recap this time, it just starts with that epic showdown between Caterpie and Ash. Ash throws the Pokeball at Caterpie, and it's interesting, this is something you see a lot in cartoons, where he throws the Pokeball, they're not that far apart, but in the actual thrower, the distance seems to be much longer than when we first saw it, because obviously creating drama. But anyway, Caterpie goes in the ball and he gets caught. No actual battling done, but to be fair, Ash caught him all by himself. Can't really fault that, can ya? Then we get to hear the title of the episode, which I've already said. This time it's Misty saying the title instead of Ash, which is obviously because the title is Ash Catches a Pokemon. Of course, if Ash was to say the title, then it would have to be called I Caught a Pokemon, in which case people reading like the TV guide might think, what, the writer of this TV guide caught a Pokemon? Bizarre. Anyway, Misty is scared of Caterpie and Ash is making fun of her throughout the episode for this, or not just making fun of her but also saying, oh, how can you be scared of him? He's upset because you're scared of him. But to be honest, I am on Misty's side on this one. That Caterpie is terrifying, and I know he's like all cutesy and all that, but think about it, if that thing existed in real life, just imagine a caterpillar that we have now, but that size. I would be absolutely terrified of it, those great big eyes and all that. I would freak out if that ever existed here. Also, Ash mentions that Caterpie is all cute and comfortable inside one of these. And I'm thinking, well, really, are they comfortable in them? They turn to red light and go in there, so you don't actually know what happens to them inside there. Although a future episode I've seen with Psyduck actually hints at what it's like inside a Pokeball. But we'll get to that. I was thinking, if Misty hates Ash so much at this point, and she's so scared of Caterpie, then why is she still with them? She says, fine, I'll go on my own, and then she just starts stalking them pretty much. And I'm thinking, well, I know that he owes you a bike, but surely just let it go. You can get a free bike voucher from that man for the Pokemon fan club. I've already said this. Why did she not report him to Officer Jenny? Just say, this guy stole my bike. He might not have been the Pokemon thief, but he stole my bike. But they're only interested in Pokemon thieves in this world, I think. But, oh well. When they go to bed, Caterpie and Pikachu have a conversation. There's a little problem with this conversation. We don't know what they're saying. They're looking at the moon, they're making their noises. Subtitles, please. In a future episode, when Pokemon get separated from Ash and they're talking to each other, they give us subtitles. Why did they not do that here? We see him look up and there's a Butterfree that flies over, so we obviously know Caterpie dreams of being a Butterfree. But, seriously, did that have to go on as long as it did? So the next morning, they come across a Pidgeotto. So Ash thinks, I can do this again. Pokeball, go! And then Pidgeotto just goes, ping! Knocks it away. Obviously he needs to battle it, so he sends out Caterpie. And Misty says, Pidgeotto's a bird, Caterpie's a worm, birds eat worms. And I'm thinking, okay, do real animals exist in this world as well as Pokemon? Or are all animals Pokemon in this world? Because I don't recall ever seeing real animals in this world. And I'm thinking, yeah, I'm sure obviously Pidgeotto falls under the bird category, like we have, rodent, amphibian, like ways of categorising certain animals, and maybe Pokemon have their categories like that, like birds, Pikachu's under mouse, all that, but Caterpie's down as a bug Pokemon, isn't he? So would they know what a worm is in this world? I just don't understand this. So maybe they do know of real animals. I don't know. They mention a dove in a later episode about Noah's Ark. I don't know, maybe it gets brought up in the later episode, don't know. Who's that Pokemon? It's Caterpie! Of course it is! So Ash says, Caterpie, return! And then Pidgeotto gets his beak stuck in a tree, and I'm like, God, in the games, battles were never this awesome. They could never use the environments in the game, so maybe that's something they should bring into the next Pokemon game. So then he sends out Pikachu, and Pikachu thundershocks Pidgeotto, and Ash catches it straight away after that. And so this episode's title, I'm going to talk about it again. Ash catches a Pokemon. He actually catches 2 Pokemon in this. So the title's lied to us straight away there. We can't trust the titles ever again, that means. Okay. Team Rocket appear. They want Pikachu, which makes you think, why don't they just find their own Pikachu, as Ash says? But they say, we want this Pokemon because it's special, because of all that big supercharge it did in the last one, which really, that was the power of lots of Pikachu together, I thought, because they were all there and they used the power of the bike. But anyway, they think this Pikachu's special, which I'm sure he is. They say that he's more powerful than he should be. So they want this Pikachu. And then they start beating each other up because one of them starts to explain the plan too much. And I'm thinking, guys, you are evil villains. Evil villains are meant to just say their whole plan before they do anything. That's just the rule. Have you not seen the James Bond film? So they send out coughing. They also send out icking. Pidgeotto can't do much good. Pikachu can't do much good. James has a rose for some reason. This is a dairy milk bar that's like an Oreo stuff in it as well. Sounds interesting. I also want to know is, how does winning this Pokemon battle mean they'll get Pikachu? Is Ash just going to say, you beat me, here you go, have Pikachu? I mean, did they agree winner gets Pikachu? I mean, I just don't understand this. Ash goes to fight them themselves and they just easily hold him back and then flick him away, saying, oh, we're not fighting, we're only our Pokemon fight. Well, why don't they just fight? I mean, Ash is a kid, they're 2 grown adults. I mean, why don't they just go, throw Ash away and pick up Pikachu themselves? I mean, they're villains, they don't have to play by the let's have our Pokemon battle rules, because apparently having 2 Pokemon out was against the rules, which at the time I suppose in the games you couldn't have the 2-on-2s. But I'm just thinking, why don't you just overpower him and then steal Pikachu yourselves? I mean, you're evil. You should do stuff like that. So Ash sends out Caterpie, they laugh at him, but then Caterpie uses String Shot, which defeats Ekans, Coughing and Meowth. I mean, in the game, String Shot's not that useful, just drops their speed. But, I don't know, it makes for more entertaining TV to have the moves actually be better than they are in the game, so I quite like that. So yeah, and then instead of blasting off like they always do, they say they're going to blast off, but they run off. And I'm thinking, well, why now? You're angry you lost the battle. Well, you're 2 grown adults and Ash is a child. And so just take Pikachu. I mean, even if you won that battle and tried to get Pikachu then, Pikachu would just shock you and you would not get him then. I mean, I don't understand this. What is their plan to grab Pikachu? I mean, I know in later episodes they come up with plans. Like they capture him in like this shock-proof glass thing and all that. I mean, they've got a lot to learn clearly here. So Misty suddenly warms up to Caterpie because of that, and as she goes to pet him, Caterpie evolves into Metapod. Misty is still scared of Metapod though, even though it can't move. Ash is all loving to this Metapod, and Misty sees how much of a caring person Ash is to his Pokemon, and they decide to go further on into the forest. To be continued. So yeah, that was a pretty good episode. You see Ash get 2 new Pokemon adding to his team, and one of them evolves. So quite a lot happened in this episode when you think about it. But yeah, good episode. Quite a few good battles there, a few good battles in there, and it's nice to see, like I said, the environment coming into play during these battles. Although in the games it works well because it's all about your strategy of what moves to use when, but obviously for TV, if it was just tackle, water gun, tackle, tackled over again and again, it would be boring. So it's nice to see they're being creative with the battles in this show. So anyway, I will see you on the next show.